Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Jackie. Today is going to be video number 1 in my makeup collection installment series. If you don't know what that means, it's basically me breaking down my entire makeup collection into a bunch of different videos based on the genre. So I'll do one video on lip glosses, I'll do another video on foundations. Today I'll be doing a video of all of the eyeshadow palettes that I own. Well, most of them, like 95% of them. Instead of looking at one long video of me generalizing all of the stuff that I own, I think it's kind of nice to kind of like dig through people's archives and see what people may not really use as much anymore, and maybe we get to see a little bit of like the range of what that person may collect. Makeup is kind of something that I collect. I'll give mini reviews on eyeshadows that I've used and gone through, eyeshadows that I love. Before we get started, I know I'm going to get asked this question. I donate most of the palettes that I no longer use after about like 4, 5, 6 months. I absolutely never do giveaways on expired and used makeup. Yes, I am well aware that makeup expires, and I know it's not realistic to hold on and to hoard most of it for years on end, and I absolutely don't. Most of that stuff I throw away. Expired things, stuff that I've maybe used once or twice and didn't really get much use out of, I usually give to family and friends, and then whatever doesn't go to them goes straight to the domestic violence shelter House of Ruth, based out of Los Angeles. I do giveaways when I get new products or when the company directly sponsors it. Anyway, I just thought I would cover that. Let's get right into all of the eyeshadow palettes. Before we get started, if you are not a part of the Jackie Aina family, please be sure to do so. The link is here, or it might be right there. I don't remember. Okay, so you're looking at where I keep about, I would say 70% of my eyeshadow palettes. It was very tempting to keep going the IKEA route, but I actually got this drawer from CB2. It was not cheap, but it's very, very sturdy. It's very heavy, like even for me. I'm a pretty strong girl, but this is very heavy. And the deep shelves was something that I really, really needed for my big eyeshadow palette. So I pretty much put any odd shaped items or bigger, like irregular size palettes in this bottom left drawer here. Like I said, a lot of my irregular size palettes are in here, my older palettes that I don't use as frequently, but I'm not quite ready to let go of. Here we go, the OG Naked. Look at that. This is probably the most used palette I have in my collection. Kylita's eyeshadow palette debut premiere. She was really cute. She was really perfect for holiday. Definitely was banging out some holiday looks. I'll probably end up giving that to one of my sisters because I've gotten enough use out of it. I think you guys know what this is. This is the palette that broke the internet like every week. This is probably one of my least favorite Violet Voss shadow palettes. It's the Drenched Metal. I love their shadows, but I just didn't, I mean, it's virtually untouched, so I'm probably gonna end up getting rid of this one. This is the Anastasia Master Palette by Mario Dedivanovic. I think I probably am the only person on the planet who had mixed feelings about this palette. I just felt like I wanted to love this palette. The shadows are phenomenal, but I'm not sure if I'm wild about the amount of, like the ratio of frost to matte. I kind of feel like it should have been more even. Here's the full-size Shade Night palette, which I did really like, especially if you are into basics and everyday essentials. I lived for these Shade Night eye quads from Kat Von D. I just thought that they were really cute. She had a green series, and then she also had like a plum. Super cute. I think this is the Mermaid collection from Jouer. Yeah, this is the Mermaid. Oh! There's been a death. That's not okay, and I didn't know that that was like that, but I'm pretty sure I have a backup somewhere. I have not touched this once, but it smells really good, so I might have to do that. This is a Tom Ford eye quad, which I do have to say has amazing quality, but Tom Ford is very expensive, and anybody got time for all the time, you know, you feel me? Uncle Tom, you need to chill with them prices, uncle. This was the Naked 3. Everyone went wild about this palette. I kind of feel like Urban Decay, dare I say, put the rose gold palettes on the map, because no one was really doing that. And then this palette came out and everyone was like, gotta do it, gotta jock it now. I like this palette. This was actually the one that I used the least out of the Naked series. I used the first and second one the most, but this is a really good palette. This is the Makeup Addiction Flaming Love palette. These shadows are so pigmented. Like, I don't even know how or why. Like, who do they think they are being this pigmented? Let me not get into the habit of swatching, because then I'll be cleaning off my fingers every 5 minutes, and this video is going to be an hour long. Pardon me. Okay, got a little overzealous. Here's a cool thing that Smashbox gifted me that I didn't really have a home for anywhere else, because it's not a palette. This was like a lipstick, a 3D lipstick printer. So they put my name and my handle in this one, and then they put like an actual lipstick. That's actual lipstick. It's 3D printed lipstick. This is the Audacity in London palette from Lancome. While Lancome's shadow palettes may not be talked about very often, they actually are really good quality, very good quality. This is a nice size palette. It's like the size of my hand, very sturdy. This is the Ultimate Basics from Urban Decay. Probably the least I've used from the Naked series. I didn't even realize this was part of the Naked series, maybe because of the shape. I just didn't pay attention to it. I don't think it's a bad palette. I really don't. Like, I used it, as you can see, but meh, whatever. This is the Jouer Essential Matte and Shimmer palette. This was like their first palette, like eyeshadow palette, as opposed to the singles, which you can all marry together. And this was a really good palette. As you can see, I pretty much took it to Bora and back. I've not opened this one yet, but I keep little palettes like these for like drugstore looks, prom looks, any look where I know I'm going to need like lower budget items. So I bought this and it looked really, really good quality. I like NYX's shadows. This is the Kat Von D Metal palette. It looks like I didn't really use it that much, but I actually did. It's just not very like travel friendly because it's so, look how big this is. This is like a big placemat. This is a keyboard, okay? Kat, I'm gonna need you to condense it. One of my favorite launches from last year from Urban Decay, the Moon Dust palette. I mean, phenomenal. Phenomenal quality. Like, look at that. Freaking amazing. Why did I do that? These are, oh gosh, these are so heavy. Why are these so heavy? These are from Sasha. You know what I think it is? I think it's these inserts that are adding weight because this palette is really heavy. I've just now realized this. I use these a lot, especially when I travel, and they just give you like every blush combination you could ever use. This is the blush palette medium dark. This is light medium. Both of them are brown girl friendly. Let me tell you something. This blush was my jam. 2015 and 2016. This one right here. Everyday beautiful. Here's the Natasha Denona Star palette, which looked pretty raggedy after the first use, because their palettes are so powdery, and if you tried them, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. But they're very pigmented, and I understand exactly why they are as expensive as they are. As crazy as it sounds, the quality's insane. Here's a backup Melt Dark Matter stack because I'm obsessed with this stack. So I had to have a backup. Before my backup got low, I had to have a backup of my backup. Here's the NYX Perfect Filter. I think I used this. No, I didn't. I unwrapped it. I'm gonna definitely put this on my radar of palettes to use in the future. By the way, I have a pile of where all of my new stuff goes. It's in my makeup closet. Anything that I need to use in an upcoming tutorial or something that I just need to use and review, I always put new stuff separately. Otherwise, once I put it in these drawers, it'll just get lost, never to ever be like seen or mentioned again. It kind of gets lost in the sea. So I have like a new launches pile. Speaking of which, this is one of the few I've never used from Morphe, the 12NB. It's really cute though. I don't know why I haven't used that. I wish there was a couple more like deeper dark shade. This is a palette from Sugar Pill that is actually kind of like a freedom system where you can like pick the colors. It's a custom palette. Okay, that's enough of this drawer. Let's go to the main palette house where I keep my newer palettes. Here's my trusty dusty Alex drawers from IKEA that are stacked on top of each other. It's the Y one. We got more palettes. We got more palettes. These are slightly newer on the market palettes. Here goes one of my favorite palettes of the year, the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts. This was definitely a banger, 2017 banger. Or did that come out last year? I don't remember. This is the Holy Grail palette. Next to the Laura Lee palette, this is one of my favorite launches from Violet Voss. This is actually, I don't know how the hell these people got my address, but this is what was like, oh, like Violet Voss. I'm paying attention now. Cool beans. Yes, keep them coming. This is the Pastel Goth from Kat Von D, which was, in my opinion, like an unlikely palette that I probably wouldn't really reach for, but when I got it, I was like, this is actually a really cute palette. Like, I can create some good looks with it. I don't know who's checking for Z palette anymore. They pretty much killed their brand. These are Makeup Geek shadows, I think. Yeah, these are Makeup Geek singles. I'm obviously a bit of a neat freak. They're color coordinated. I think it's just easier to navigate through life like that. Here's some leftover stock of Colored Rain single shadows that I have. By the way, this little palette is so pretty. Here's my main bad boy of Colored Rain shadows. This is the Morphe 35F palette. This is currently, I have to say, my favorite Morphe palette out of the entire bunch. I dropped it and had a little accident. We lost a little soldier. in New York a couple months ago, but it's okay. This is from Beauty Bakery, the Neapolitan Ice Cream palette. This is so cute. The packaging is so cute. I think I may have used this in a tutorial last year. I don't remember. Oh yeah, this is the new version of the Holy Grail. They like upgraded the packaging, which is pretty cute, but I'm still not a fan. Like Violet Voss, like what's with the packaging? The packaging is so extra. My inner Lisa Frank diva like lives for this collection, for the packaging. This is a good palette. I put this up here because I specifically wanted to get into it and not ignore it. This is from Miriam. Hey Miriam. When she collabed with Pixie, she created a contour palette, and this is the contour highlight, but this isn't the only, wait, no, I'm sorry. This is the glow and bronze palette. I think she has 2 of them, if I remember correctly. Here are all of my Smashbox Shea Mitchell palettes. These were really a good look. Like they have like a different palette for different moods. So this one had all kind of frosty metallics. This is the Ablaze. So this one is kind of like a mini version of the Urban Decay Naked Heat. This one was all mattes, and this one was the Golden Hour eye palette. I did some looks with those when those launched. The Rock Mega Pro 3, which in my opinion was one of the most underrated palettes last year. I love this palette, and I really liked the color, and I really like the shade arrangements as well. The Violet Voss Matte About You palette. This is a palette that I have not used, and I would probably use with other palettes because it's completely all matte and very basic, if you can't already tell. This is the Huda Beauty, what's this, the Rose Gold? The Rose Gold Textured Eyeshadow Palette. And then last but certainly not least, this is It's Judy Times Pixie Collab Palette, which was, I think, like one of the best everyday basic eyeshadow palettes that you could find at a drugstore. This was a really good palette. Hey Nicole G, this is miscategorized. This should be in my highlighter drawer. So if you don't mind me, I'm gonna go ahead and put that away. And yes, in case you're wondering, do I have a bronze goddess drawer? I absolutely do. It is this drawer over here. Let me know if you want a preview. There's she over there being all glorious or whatever. So let's get into this ColourPop palette. This is the one that I Love Sarahi, aka Karen, created. These are my melt stacks, which I will forever hold as the grade A standard. Like I live for these. These are freaking phenomenal. This is the Lovesick palette. It's probably my least favorite. I just feel like it has the most random assortment of colors. But Dark Matter on the other hand, girl, do you know how much use I got out of this palette, or this stack, I should say? This is like the most random, like, okay, you have like a random tan shade, then you have like a camel brown, you've got a deep red, and then you've got a black. There are so many eyeshadow combinations that I created with that stack. I already have a backup for it. This is the Unseen palette. This is also a really good stack. This is a really good crease color, another really good crease color, but this is more like a mustard yellow green, and a dark brown, which is very pigmented, and then an apricot, like, I don't know, peachy shade. This is the Too Faced Natural Love palette, which I did like for the colors that they selected, but I haven't really used it as much though. I guess I just have so many palettes that are like this that I was kind of like, whatevs. This is the Violet Voss Lauralee collab that I had to get a backup of because somebody stole my original. How about we just one time for the Chocolate Bar series. I love these palettes. They get dragged, I feel like, every day on social media. There's always something that someone doesn't like about them, but I really like them. This one still smells bomb. This one is probably the one I got the most use out of for all of these glorious dark crease colors, and that one still smells good too. This is another one from the Chocolate Bar series I didn't get as much use out of. This is like the one that I used the least. This is the Naked 2, which I got tons and tons and tons of use out of. This is the Full Spectrum. This is probably ready to archive because I've used it, but I don't use it as much, and this is an older palette, so I'm gonna go ahead and retire that into the old collection drawer. I've got more Morphe palettes, more of my big Morphe palettes. Oh, here's my replacement for the 3.5, which one is this, 3.5F? I'll put that up here so I won't forget about that one. This is the Carly Bybel Deluxe Eyeshadow Palette from BH. I'm undecided on it. I haven't used it yet. I mean, the first one was cute, but I just don't think there's enough depth in this one for my complexion, and I wouldn't be able to create looks every day with that, so I don't know yet. I just need like a dark brown or like a black. I need more I just need darker crease colors, more Morphe. And this pile over here, I wonder what these are. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, this was a banger. This was a definite banger. This is the 35P. I literally bought this because of one of Manny MUA's tutorials, because I love how many fabulous purples you get from this palette. And you can do so many bomb, not only purple looks, but really cute blue look. This one is the, I don't know, what is this, 35W? I think I'm ready to give this away. I think I'm ready to donate this one. I don't use this very much, and I feel like this top half is just very like, I can live without this. This is some Sephora Collection eyeshadows. In case you missed it, I did an entire look using Sephora Collection brand makeup, which is really good, by the way. I have no idea what this is. What is this? I feel like there's a reason why this is in here. Oh, this is from Laura Mercier. I wanted to use this. Ooh. I have another drawer of palettes that's like the current, like, my palettes are divided up in so many different ways. I have a different pile for like the palettes I use every day. So like the new Jouer Springtime in Paris palette is over there next to my computer desk because I use that the most often. My NARS loaded eyeshadow palettes over there. Like all my newer current stuff that I use the most frequently is over there. Here's some more Makeup Geek singles that I keep in the Z palettes so that you can see them. Those are blushes, obviously. Throwback Thursday to that one time Dennis bought me this palette from the Boyfriend Buys My Makeup challenge. He bought a full face worth of makeup and I would have never thought to use this palette, but I ended up liking it. And that pretty much covers everything. Thanks guys for sitting back and letting me declutter a little bit. I would say I add stuff in as much as I take stuff out. So anytime my collection's growing, I'm usually kind of like, okay, if I'm gonna put this in, what can I take out from now so that it's not constantly hoarding? Let me know what you guys would like to see on the next makeup collection video. I would be delighted to do this again. And hopefully I'll see you on the next video. In the meantime, I'll just make it easy for you and just leave the link here, you know what to do. Okay, bye.